What was cool 10 plus years ago that you'd like to see come back? Headlines that were at least somewhat related to the content itself. Also headlines that don't insert an opinion or unnecessary rhetorical question either. Thrift shopping. Nowadays it's a hollow shell of what it used to be, with employees either getting all the good stuff or managers eBay pricing things they think are valuable. I miss finding some genuine rare stuff or really weird shit. It does still happen, but it's way less than what it used to be and I've completely lost interest in it. Outta everything, this is it. Flea markets, my guy. Right before eBay hit, flea markets were a treasure trove of cool old toys, unique tools and just general cool old stuff you never know you needed. Nowadays it's all new junk tools the bought in bulk, semi-modern military surplus, and really dumb junky crap people get in bulk from the SMC, start your own business things. I got a lot of good shit at my local thrift store. I got my first monitor 900p 75 Hz for $7 there, no dead pixels or damage. I also got 32 CDs for $4, which is nice because I just modded my PS1. Avoid Goodwill though, they price things a lot higher than smaller thrift stores, and all the good stuff is usually taken. Talking shit to the enemy in games rather than your own teammates. Oh man, I remember back in COD when you killed people and you could hear them for a split second say, "WTF man." Party chat ruined that. If CSGO comp had a team voice and match voice feature that would rock. Making a single purchase and getting all of a game's content. This was a thing. What about these ancient things called expansion packs? Boomerang, the program block. Boomerang had a collection of classic cartoons through decades. That's how I know how funny Tom and Jerry or Looney Tunes are. I even got to watch the original Scooby-Doo and all its spin-offs. I even got to watch some more obscure things like Space Ghost, Hong Kong Phooey, Johnny Quest, Herculoids, Just as Friends. The list goes on. Point is, I want a channel that showcases good cartoons, not a dump channel where you put your cancelled programs and reruns from shows that are only 3 years old. Oh god, the memories. I loved Johnny Quest, Space Ghost, Blue Falcon, Catch the Pigeon. Boomerang was my jam. We have that in Brazil, it's a channel with all the old cartoons 24/7. It's called Tooncast or Tooncast and it's honestly the best thing on TV, there's always something for you to watch there. Friends stopping by randomly. I miss when my friends at home used to just walk into my house, hang out and wait for me to come home. Edit, it still happens, yay. This kinda happens these days too. Me and my friends sometimes do this. We just chill at a friend's house even if they're not there. We don't spend 100% of the time playing video games either. For what it's worth, getting in fights over Uno or Monopoly is still pretty popular. I used to do this a lot back in 2004 to 2009. I'd drive by, make a call and just say, "Are you home? Cool, open up." Shit, sometimes I'd even show up and hang out with their parents until they came home. Same the other way around. I remember getting home more than handful of times and finding one of my friends in my living room playing video games. Edit, I also remember this one time, all my friends showed up at my house while I was in the shower, and they all opened the bathroom door, shouted some crazy shit, and closed the door again. Scared the shit out of me lol. Fuck. I miss my buddies. Half the group moved to different cities for their careers, including myself, and more than a few of them are now married and have kids. Not even a wedding can bring us all together again anymore. There's always one missing. Electronics with see-through plastic. Commit a crime. Go to prison. Buy all the clear electronics and other things you want. Guitar Hero. Always wanted to play Guitar Hero but my parents would never get it so I ended up playing real guitar and have still never played Guitar Hero. Genuine YouTubers that aren't thirsty for sponsors. Just old school YouTube instead of the ad-riddled heavily policed mess of a website that it has turned into these days. YouTubers are just adapting to company policies to ensure their income so they are more a consequence than a cause. Like the YouTubers who had 9-to-5 jobs but still posted videos or the ones who posted stories about their 9-to-5. Loved those. Jenna Marbles is relevant in my life still tbh. YouTubers making a full-time job out of it has led to some higher quality work from good outlets emo. Social media such as Facebook with a simple interface. I loved Facebook when it first came out. I don't even use it anymore. I don't understand how old people can figure all that out, but they can't figure out texting or email from a phone. Dollar menus where things are $1 or less. Didn't most fast food places used to have them? Taco Bell is the only one that still does, even McDonald's dollar menu is just drinks and vanilla ice cream now. Bionicles, I am 20 yo and I had some when I was little. I really want them to make a comeback. They did, and it blew, and it got cancelled after 2 years. Honestly, Generation 1 Bionicle has some of the best lore ever. Video games designed around plot and user experience, rather than to most efficiently strip you of your money through microtransactions, Day 1 DLC, and pay to win. Witcher 3 and 2016 Doom are good ones. Couch gaming. I know by 2009 we had already had Xbox Live and PSN and stuff, but I miss the hell out of going to my buddy's house and us messing around in Halo trying to get 3-player campaign glitch to work and then moving to 2 and getting the Scarab gun. Or when I was in high school my friends would come play Smash by the drives and we could hold mini brackets. I don't remember the last time I played a multiplayer game that wasn't Smash or a pew-pew shooter. Couch gaming. Overcooked is the best game of the last 10 years. It's fully couch coop. You'll love it. Also, Overcooked 2. Movies that didn't try so hard to be a franchise. It's even worse now. A franchise is not enough, they just have to shoehorn a setup for a cinematic universe nobody asked for. The amount of trash movies with an end credit scene setting up for a sequel has skyrocketed. No mummy, you won't be getting a sequel, so put that extra scene away. I think you have to go back to the 90s to find a time where there was a good market for medium-budget, non-franchise movies. Starting around the early 2000s, the box office was dominated by things like the Star Wars prequels, LOTR, Harry Potter, X-Men, Spider-Man, Pirates of the Caribbean, etc. Once in a while you get a movie from a director with a vision who just has a vision for one good story. Out of the blue there was Drive, Looper, Dredd. Of course, they don't always make a buttload of money, but these are really refreshing when, yeah, like you said, everything is always trying to be multi-film thing. University tuition price. 10 years ago was still stupid expensive. Video game manuals. The prospect of the world ending in 2012. I vividly remember walking to school on December 21, 2012, and vaguely hoping something cataclysmic was about to happen. The sky was ominously gray, but that's about it. Not knowing anything about a movie until a trailer dropped. I remember when I first saw the trailer for Fellowship of the Ring in the summer of 2001, I freaked. I had no fucking idea they were being made and had not heard anything about it. No teasers, no production stills, nothing. And now I was completely surprised. It was an amazing experience that I feel we're robbing audiences of today by showing them up to 50% of the movie for months before release with all the trailers, teasers, BTS clips, etc. God, this is so true. Nowadays I feel like to enjoy a movie I have to ignore most every trailer that comes out because it, as you said, shows 50% of the damn thing. We were huge nerds in HS, back before it was cool, and I remember the winter or spring of '01, a friend of mine drugged me forcibly into the library shouting, "You have to see it. You have to see Cat." On the computer screen, dial-up days, so nothing super fancy, was the LOTR movie website, fresh and gorgeous and shiny new. And like you, we were all freaking the fuck out. What started with Kyle and myself resulted in dragging more of the nerds in, and more freaking out. It was fucking glorious. Or how now any comedy movie coming out, all of the good jokes are in the trailers, so all you're missing out on is the fluff to make it however long. This is actually just Hollywood doing cyclical stuff. Watch a trailer from the 70s or early 80s, they often give away even more than a modern trailer does. As an example, look for the first trailer for Jaws. It is a 3-minute long spoiler fest that shows basically all the major plot points of the movie. Split-screen multiplayer. System link parties. Literally just going to a mate's house and playing split-screen with 4 of you was the best thing ever. Now the internet means I don't have to leave my house, which, whilst convenient, is not as fun. Not sure if you're into RPGs, but the game Outward recently came out and you can play split screen on PS4, Xbox and even PC with a controller. Hop in and out whenever you want like Borderlands. It's a blast. The learning curve's a little high due to the clunky combat and it only auto-saves so all choices are final. But it makes me think of what Fable 2 wanted to be. It has some things that could be improved, but the enjoyment of the game far outweighs the hiccups in my opinion. When I was like 11-ish, people fighting robots were everywhere. BattleBots on Comedy Central, Robot Wars on TNN? But most of all they had these toys called Rumble Robots. It was a remote-controlled robot tied to a collectible card game with various robot upgrades. You scan them into the robot and his lasers do more damage, there's armor, traps, etc. You basically controlled your robot and either brought them down via laser or knocked their robot over. Original movies, not just remakes. Nintendo Wii. Wii Sports Resort was a banger. FROOTLOOP straws. That shit where everyone was like punching their chest and threw up a peace sign. It's called pound pound peace. I wonder how many of us just did this after reading your comment. Wait a second. This isn't cool anymore? Global average temperatures. Sad face. I guess more subversive humor in TV, film, etc. Not to be one of those everyone's a snowflake people. I'm liberal and all for inclusivity, but anytime I watch something as recent history like The Whitest Kids You Know or Chappelle Show, there's literally always a bunch of genuinely funny risque jokes that would probably get it cancelled today. Just our affinity for sacred cows in comedy has gone up very drastically in the last 5 years. Physical media, honesty. I won't purchase any movies or TV shows digitally if I don't have to, and I enjoy buying entire albums. If I like the album enough, I will buy it on vinyl if available. I know this doesn't work for everyone, but I fear one day that it will be more difficult to get at your entertainment online than pulling a disc off a shelf. It seems with all the crap going on with licensing and everyone starting their own streaming service, you're going to need a ton of services to have what you want to listen to or watch. Getting your kids vaccinated. That's something I'd like to see. Semi-civilized disagreement on political topics. Heelys. I graduated high school not too long ago and one of my classmates rolled on Heelys to accept his diploma. This was at the official ceremony and everything. The sweet combo of low-rise jeans and thong underwear of the early 2000s. Games without microtransactions and DLC. Actual Scooby-Doo movies. Anybody who saw the movies like Zombie Island and Alien Invasion knows how awesome they were and how much the new Scooby-Doo stuff sucks. I like the thought of you getting one wish to bring anything back and you choose better Scooby-Doo movies. The Stuck in Cyberspace one was good too. It was nearly 30 years ago, but for a very brief period in time funk metal was a major genre that even got some radio airplay. Living Colour, Faith No More, Extreme, Winger, but all those bands were forced to make dated love ballads in the style of hair metal bands, and it basically killed the genre after a year and a half of it breaking out. I think we missed out. The closest thing we got afterwards was Rage Against the Machine, and while I love Rage Against the Machine, I think lots of people would be happy with more bands in their style of music. I've been waiting for the revival. The original Nintendo DS Lite. No more 2DS and 3DS, just stick with a simple original DS. Phones with the pull-out keyboards. Oh, I wanted one so badly. I was so unhappy when I upgraded and lost the keyboard. I lubed the Sidekick. Yes. Moore's Law. Teen Titans Original Series. Young Justice is close enough for me. Especially with this new shift to The Outsiders. I'd like to see my cat come back, she died last year. My hairline. F. You are thinking about this wrong. Your hairline has receded. There is more forehead. Easy solution? Make your forehead recede so it matches the hairline. You are no longer bald, you just have a long face. My father not having cancer. Those days were way cool. Not having to work and pay bills. Mighty Beans, Animal Wristbands, Showdown Cards, Crazy Bones, Dunkaroos. Unreal Tournament. Halo 2 Online. Yes, we would have 3 Xbox and 3 TVs at the same time. Best nights ever. So good we didn't even need Monster for motivating. My youth. Minecraft. Oh wait. Dad? Sad face. Original Disney movies. You've unlocked some memories I'd forgotten. Smart House, Brink, Luck of the Irish, and The 13th Year all come to mind. What else was there? Obama. Flip phones. Uncensored YouTube. This may make me sound like an old man, but the music. I'm 24 and I don't understand WTF the radio is yelling at me anymore. Dude, the radio sucked in 2009 too. If you want a blast from the past, just play a bunch of Black Eyed Peas and Jason Derulo and Kesha. Current radio shit isn't any better. Good music was made in 2009, and it's still being made, you just have to look for it. Radio will always play lowest common denominator bullshit. It's a stereotype that every older song on YouTube has someone saying, I'm X age and I was born in the wrong generation, because I only listen to stuff like this. I've also noticed that a lot of people from Gen Z seem to prefer music from the 60s, 70s and 90s, and can sing along to every word of those songs. I credit a lot of that to stuff like American Horror Story, Glee, Guardians of the Galaxy and the rock band, Guitar Hero games. 2005 to 2009 YouTube was great. Back when companies didn't even know about content going up on YouTube, I watched 100 plus episodes of Naruto subbed on YouTube. That was awesome. Was this Nigahiga and Smosh? Before, everyone was just trying to make it a job and used YouTube as a hobby instead. Seems like these days nobody actually wants to make videos, and instead just does it for a quick buck. Old YouTube. Hanging out in person and not social media, calling not texting, dating offline, traveling for the experience and not for the pictures. Traveling for the experience and not for the pictures. This is one of those examples of people glorifying the good old days with no real bearing. People traveled 50 years ago for the pictures too, they were just shared differently. Vanilla Coke. A lack of responsibility. I miss when my biggest concern was getting my homework done. I didn't have to worry about a job or family. I'd get home from school, sit and do homework for a half hour an hour and then just go play outside. Actually, let me change my biggest concern. It was getting home before the street lights came on. Definitely wanted to make sure you did that. And a weekend felt like a week now. The weeks then felt like months today.